Hey yo, what's going on? Welcome to episode 7 of GFS Locked In podcast. We have a very special guest on the podcast today. The man actually won a championship up at MBO1 North for Mackay Meteors. Bro, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast today. We welcome Emmanuel Malou. Welcome to the podcast, my bro.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it, man. I'm happy to be here. And yeah, thanks for that special shout out, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, no worries, bro. I got you. So, hey, to begin the podcast off with, tell us a little bit about your upbringing and how basketball came to be.
Well, growing up, man, I didn't really like basketball. Wasn't really into sports much. I was kind of just into just doing whatever. I was athletic. Luckily I was gifted athletically.
Yeah.
Just naturally. And so I just liked playing so many different types of sports. I didn't really, fall in love with basketball till I was like 14. So when I turned 14, I had a bit of a growth spurt. So, I realized, I have to play basketball now.
Yeah.
And from there, I've just been kind of traveling the world, playing almost everywhere. And yeah, that's how I got started.
Man, that's awesome. Talking a little bit about that after listening just now. So where have you traveled to for basketball?
Oh, man.
Man, covered a lot of lists, huh?
So I started off in the States. So I did high school, prep school, and college in the States. Spent a bit of time there. When I went pro, the first country I went to was Serbia. That was pretty cool. And in that same year, I played in Serbia, Estonia, Qatar, and a bit of a country. Yeah, some Asian countries.
Yep.
So it's a bit all over the place that first year, but in the last couple of years, I've just been kind of just experimenting with leagues and stuff, going to Japan. Last place I think I was the Maldives where I played at, and that was amazing. It was kind of just like paradise, but just playing basketball.
Yeah.
So it was just being able to travel and play the game I love, man. It's just been a blessing so far, and that's led me up to here in Adelaide, back home. So yeah, really enjoying it.
100, bro. No, that's awesome. Shout out to my old hometown of Adelaide. Bro, looking at your journey so far, like, as we know, there's a lot of ambition when it comes to youth, especially if they're trying to go play NBL or NBL1 even, or even trying to go to college or even overseas. What's been the biggest thing that you have learned from your journey in regards to not just only prep school and high school and even college, but even overseas too?
Learned quite a few things, man, but I think one thing that stuck with me pretty well was just being resilient, no matter what situation you're in. As I mentioned, I've been through so many different programs, and things haven't always went through my way, but I stuck with it. Just always, kept my head up and kept pushing. So, and I think that's one thing that's kept me playing basketball now. Just being resilient, wanting to win, wanting to get to where I really want to get to. And if you keep that same goal and that those goals won't go away if you just keep your head up. So I think that's one thing that I really took away from playing this game on most levels. People that probably won't even get to see. Just being resilient.
Yeah, 100%. Definite facts right there. And so over in America, because over here in Sydney, and I'm sure it's the same thing over in Adelaide or anywhere here in Australia, we see a lot of players wanting to go over to America, and there's a reason for that. Obviously, the level of competition, And the people over in America are next level when it comes to physicality, when it comes to the speed of the game, the pace of the game, compared to what it is back here in Australia. Talk to us a little bit about what people should be prepared, or how people should be prepared, especially for those who are trying to go to college.
See, the thing is now, like, this is gonna make me sound old when I say this, but back then we didn't really get to see much of what we see now on Instagram. Like, you can just scroll through your phone now and see what type of competition you'd have to go against if you go over to the States.
Yeah,
Whereas, back then, we kind of just searched up videos on YouTube and see the stars, and yeah, just going over there was just for one, just a culture shock for me. But as
yeah,
far as the gameplay, it was something that I really had to get used to really quickly. And I
yeah.
think luckily for me, it was my type of game, just a fast paced game, athletic, a lot of jumping, running, and yeah, I think that's something you have to really get used to. Me just coming from Australia, just me being the most athletic person on the team, most teams I play on, and then going over there and, like, you can get dunked on by your point guard. You know,
Straight up.
that was one of the things that just kind of, yeah, just jumped out to me when I got there. So I realized you have to really have skill, and not just be, everyone's athletic, so you got to have something else that you can bring to the table.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And speaking of that, when it comes to basketball, we all have a why. We all have a reason why we play the game of basketball. Whether it's because of family, whether it's because of current situations and current circumstances for what it is. Tell us a little bit about your why behind basketball.
I have multiple whys, man, but I think one that's really important to me is that we got a future generation of kids coming up,
Yeah,
and everything you do, everything you see, everything you do that they'll see. So I have a younger brother. I want him to be great, and no matter what he does. So he's not really a basketball player, but he has aspirations, and me being great at what I do kind of pushes him to kind of show him that he can do whatever he wants to do, and
thanks.
me being successful is, I think, would help him, um, to kind of help him get to where he wants to get. And I think that's something that I didn't have when I was coming up. I didn't have someone to kind of push me every day and tell me, like, you're this, you're that, and kind of just encourage me to get better. I think that's something I had to find within myself. Another thing is, just the situation I was in growing up. I just,
Yeah,
I wanted to be better. I wanted to be in a better environment. I wanted to put my family in a better situation. And I think, when I looked at basketball, I saw it was like, yeah, that was the thing. That's the thing, for me. So yeah, I've been pursuing it for a while. So yeah, like I said, man, just blessed and lucky to be able to do this, man, and call this a job.
yeah, 100% facts. And I think like your why is it applies to many people's lives. But the fact that you're doing it not only for your younger brother but for the youth in general, just speaks volume of the man that you are, and especially what you're trying to accomplish and achieve to help the next generation come up. Which is very important nowadays, especially with how easy the influence is, when it comes to not only their environment but also the people that surround them as well. So, no, that's
100%.
awesome, bro. Um, let's talk about Mackay. So, how did you find yourself in Mackay, and what really drew you to go and play for the Meteors?
Crazy story, man. So I played in Aubrey couple seasons ago.
Okay,
So for the Wodonga Bandits, and my teammate was Deba. I'm not too sure if you know Deba. So Deba George, point guard, vet guard. He's been playing. He played in the NBL.
yeah,
One of the nicest guards I've played with, man. But yeah, and also he's just a great person. He's just a great person. So yeah, we kind of, after the season, we kind of just kept in touch or whatever. And a couple of NBL1 teams reached out to Deba, and kind of, and Coach Joe was one of them at Mackay. He was just kind of asking about me, and yeah, Deba just put in a good word for me. He said, "Oh, he's this and that," and yeah, so you kind of basically, it's if it wasn't for Deba, I probably wouldn't have went to Mackay.
yeah,
And for me, I just wanted something new. I wanted to be in an environment, where everyone wanted the same thing. Coach JK wanted a championship. I wanted to play the championship level. I wanted to, and I also wanted to get into the NBL this year.
Right.
And JK just said, this would be a good situation for you. Um, and we kind of took that and went with it, man. So yeah, and then crazy enough story. End of the game, end of the season, we're playing against Deba, and we got to beat him now.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, but yeah, for real, man. So shout out to Deba, man, for hooking me up with the Mackay look, man. And Coach JK has been great since I met him, man. He's like really just taught me a lot about the game since I've been over there. And
Yeah.
he's doing so much for the community also, and indigenous community with all the camps he's doing. So yeah, it's a lot, man. There's a lot to it, man. I met a lot of great people in Mackay, built some really good friendships, and of course some unforgettable memories. Winning the championship comes around not very often, and
Yeah.
yeah, and happy to say, man, that's my first championship. Like, yeah, first championship as a
Yeah.
pro, really. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome. Um, Tell us a little bit about Mackay, because we know it's a small town over in Queensland, but not many people are too familiar with Mackay. Talk to us a little bit about how awesome the fans were. It seemed like that Mackay was a very tight, community-based, family-based, and you could just tell by the support of the fans in the crowd as well, how much it meant for you guys to make it all the way and win the championship itself.
yeah, man. Mackay is just like the community embraces you straight away, man. You go into there, you're one of them, like straight away. So they take you in as one of their own. And I think that was one of the things that stood out to me and some of the other import players that came out from other states. And we had to import Jerron from the states. We as soon as we got there, man, we just felt like we were all family. So I think that really helped us. That made us want to play for the crowd. That made us want to win. It made us,
Yeah,
especially having the home games, the championship games at home. That just made us all want to just win for the fans. And every game, whether it's a win or loss, that they showed they bring the energy and the competitiveness, and they just help us. They bring the fire every game, and I think that I think we just that's just on the court. Outside of the court,
yeah,
man, they show so much love, doing all types of stuff within the community. Macktown showdowns, which is some where we go. Some of the players go to the schools and we do camps and we just kind of have a good time. It's been beneficial for all of us. We're all learning from each other. We're all learning something new. We're all meeting people, meeting children, parents. Everyone's just so together. So
right,
yeah. And as far as the city's a nice, quiet city. Um, and I think that kind of helped. Some of the guys are that really want to excel their game. Just go to the next level. You can just work out. It's not really much to do, but you know, so I was in the
yeah,
gym a lot, working out, weight room, stuff like that. So it was really just a safe space for me to just excel, and I think just going over there really helped me with that.
100%. And seeing not just how much you grew over the process, but a lot of your teammates too, like Williami,
Oh yeah,
Jerron, like you mentioned before, Kai, Medhurst, a lot of the players there. It seemed like um, not only were you guys all focused on the one goal, but it seemed like even off the court, it seemed like you guys had a real brotherhood there. It seemed like you guys were tight knit. Talk to us about how much it meant to play alongside all those teammates of yours, and especially for the coach as well.
yeah. So for one, man, I think coming into the season, everyone was just so unsure about what would happen. COVID and all that stuff. Luckily, we didn't get to we got to finish our season. But just for one, Billy was my roommate, and Jerron. We all lived in the same area, so we lived on a resort. So it was
Yeah,
pretty nice. So it was kind of hard not to be close when you see them every day. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But me and Billy, we've been cool since, man. So and so we all committed to play there the season before COVID, canceled. But since then we kept in contact, and we're like, yo, we're gonna go back on the championship. And
yeah,
I was just so happy that we were able to stick that through, man, and have everyone come back and put in the hours, put in the work, and then get the championship we needed, man. I think Joel, for one, put a good team together. He had a vision before before even speaking to us. And so, man, credit to him, man. He's literally a basketball god in most of our eyes, man. So yeah. But other than that, man, like just seeing the development of Billy coming in playing his you know, first version of like real high level for him
Yeah,
basketball, and just blooming into this two-way player, man, that you know a lot of us believed in. I don't think he believed in himself as much, but everyone else did. And just so happy to see him doing that. And it's great. And then having Jerron, man, coming in and winning the MVP. Coming in from, I think, Darwin. He played at a couple teams. He played for a couple other teams. I
yeah,
think USC, Rip City also. So coming in and winning a championship, him being MVP, was just like the perfect story for him. And so I think we all won, man. Everyone won.
yeah.
Kai made us. He came in, 19 years old, man, 18, 19, just shooting. Just
Sheesh.
not caring about anything, just trying to win. And everyone else just chipping in, man. We had vets on our team. We had captains were great. Chris Sita, Russ, Bradley Rasmussen, and yeah, it's just yeah, like everyone chipped in, man. Even the guys coming off the bench, guys that didn't even see like a minute on the court this season. Coming to practice, putting in the hours, working hard, getting us all better. Like it was
Yeah,
a collective effort, man. Everyone put in the effort, so we all won that championship. Like from the from the um from the coaching staff to the people at the venue, people giving out the foods, all that. Like that was for everyone because we all put in the work, man.
yeah. No, 100%. Definitely agree. Like that was probably like, to be honest with you, I've seen Billy around, especially at PCYC Auburn over here in Sydney. And he's always there 6 a.m. in the morning. Always
Hmm.
getting the workout in and whatnot. Like, what really shocked me a lot because Billy's kind of like a quiet guy,
Yeah.
and he's not really one to kind of show much emotions.
Hmm.
But it was just crazy to see like once you guys won the whole thing, like just the emotion pouring out from each player, like just the amount of time, dedication, effort, all the
Yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears that was put into that season. Like just to see it all come out at the end was just a sight to remember. That's for sure. Um,
Man.
but
Hundred
bro,
percent.
moving on from Mackay, let's talk a little bit about Adelaide. How are you enjoying Adelaide? And how you loving the city itself?
Man, so far, man, it's a bit of a big move from Mackay to Adelaide. Just yeah, happy to see a big city again. Happy to see more people, more
Yeah,
malls, different food options.
yeah,
All that
straight up.
stuff is just great. So I think yeah, for sure, I'm enjoying my time, man. Especially being here with a close friend of mine, Sunday Dutch, who's on
Yeah,
the team also. So I think it's just the perfect situation, man. A diverse group of people that live here. So it's just you know, it's almost kind of like Melbourne, not quite
yeah,
Melbourne,
yeah,
but it's very similar to home. So I feel yeah, I feel at peace, man. Enjoying, working hard, practice every day. Got access to facilities. It's just, not really don't really have much to worry about. Just work hard, and I think
yeah,
that's what I've been kind of looking for. And happy I'm here and I'm doing it at this level. So yeah,
yeah,
Adelaide, man. Just yeah, honestly looking forward to seeing watch playing at home and seeing what the atmosphere is like playing for Adelaide. The fans here. They're hardcore fans, so yeah, for real, just looking forward to it, man.
no, that's awesome, bro. Look, covering over your journey, I'm sure there's a lot of things that many young athletes can definitely relate to. Something that they can learn from your journey and try to apply it to theirs, which is the whole aim behind the podcast itself. Um, Coming towards some questions that I have for you, it's many questions that I've encountered from young players, especially those who are trying to get to the next level. When it comes to that, some of the top two questions that I get asked a lot, and we'll start off with the first one being, is confidence. Everyone like Machar, Coop, and some of these other players have mentioned what confident how they have given confident advice to young athletes.
Yeah.
What would your advice be in regards to that on how to build confidence?
Man, so for me, I think confidence I think confidence is a state of, not just a state of mind, but it's just remembering the work you've put in.
Yeah.
Um, for me, if I feel like, like I've never always been like a confident person, but I know that like I'll work hard to get something right. So if
Right.
you're putting up 1,000 shots, you can't make a three, like you can't make a 3-pointer, and it's, there's something wrong. Go fix something else. Like, like confidence, just being confident in yourself is just knowing the work that you've put in. And I
Right.
think as long as you put in the work, man, you're going to be confident because you've done it so many different times. So you've done it so many times. Now you just got to put it into action, and that's what confidence is for me. But I understand a lot of people struggle with that,
Yeah.
and people may attack it differently, but I think that's like for me, I think that's what's best. I think, if you're not comfortable dribbling the ball with your left hand, go do it for an hour. Go to the gym, get in the gym,
Facts.
get work it out. um be consistent with it, and consistency will always just, will always hide your, will always get rid of, what could expose you to, to being a bad player. Or, so just be consistent, and the confidence will come.
100%. I definitely agree with that. Like, basically, your hard work is the reflection of your confidence,
Hmm.
pretty much. And yeah, that's awesome advice. Number two, one that I hear a lot of is how do I prepare for games? So for Emmanuel Malou, what does pre-game on the day of the game look like before game day?
Oh man, so really depends. So if it's a home game, or home or away, it doesn't matter actually.
Yeah,
I'm staying off my feet, and I'm making sure I get up my shots early, depending on what the team schedule is. So getting up my shots early, and watching a bit of tape from the team we play, whether we played them already or we're playing for the first time. I'm watching tape on them to kind of dissect their game, find
right.
out who you're guarding, and just kind of see his tendencies and all that stuff, and spend a bit of time doing that to prepare for the game. But other than that, just be mentally ready, be locked in, and yeah, stay off your feet. Honestly, you don't want to be tired
Yeah,
in fourth quarter.
100%,
Yeah, that's
100%,
me,
bro.
man. Very simple.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And also when it comes to opportunities as well, what did you find like helped you get over to not only prep school, high school, college, and even overseas? Obviously, the resume plays a big part in it, but what advice would you give to those, especially those who are like having trouble? Because I know a lot of people know that, oh well, there's opportunities going to college, there's opportunities going to NBL1, but they always have this trouble of having the knowledge of understanding, maybe because there's not enough information given out to be able to help. So from someone from your stature and from your professional level, what advice can you give to those who are trying to get to the next level?
For one, man, you gotta actually, so to reach a level, you gotta be at that level.
Facts.
Whether you have a bit of talent or whatever, but you also got to be hungry. So if you keep pursuing something, you're gonna get to it eventually. In my eyes,
Yeah.
I can kind of say that about me trying to get into the NBL. Since I've been pro, I've been kind of like, putting myself in positions where I expose myself to coaches in this league, or stuff like that. So if you're trying to get into the high school level, you gotta, connect. You gotta, work hard, play against competition levels that will benefit you, and not, that will make you better, but not make you
Facts.
look like you're an NBA player. You gotta, yeah, things like that. I think, yeah, just and not being afraid to reach out, send emails,
Yeah.
ask people how you can get in touch with certain people. All those things are very important. Doesn't matter what level you are at, like even as a pro, like if you're trying to get to a team, like ask if you can come in for a workout. It's harmless. It's harmless. Ask, things like that. Just try to get, connected to some of the people that you can access, and try
100%.
to get a foot in the door. Whether it's free or you got to pay a little bit of money, that's a little bit of a sacrifice that you have to make to get to where you got to be. And soon enough you'll be able to get there. There's guys
Yeah.
like Jonathan Simmons in the NBA,
Yeah.
sorry. And everyone knows his story. He paid $250 for a workout with the Orlando Magic, ends up making a squad.
Yeah. Facts.
Um, yeah, it made millions off that. So yeah. So like I said, yeah, just being consistent and persistent, and always just pursuing. If you keep pursuing your dream, you're gonna get it. So, if you really want something, you're gonna go after it. And I think,
100%.
yeah. So
Yeah, no, that's straight up facts. And also, I feel like many young athletes underestimate this a lot. And I think you know what I'm talking about. Film study.
mhm.
I know for you, for me going to college, like one thing that was so crucial was film study. Being able to understand how your opponents play, especially the guy that you're guarding that night too, is very important. Talk to us a little bit about the importance of film study, and how much of a difference it can actually make.
Well, for one, because if you watch a whole game, there's so much you can see within a game, tendencies of players, things they like to do, things they don't like to do, and no, there's no one perfect in this, and
Yeah,
there's no one perfect in the world. So to get that upper hand over them, you have to study what they can't do, or study what they like to do, and that'll just kind of give you, if you're not having a great offensive night, go execute your defensive plan. Um, and I think that's one of the for me that's what's important. If you're not making your shots not falling down, you got to go execute on defense, do your part. And I think that all comes down to studying the other team, studying your opponent, who you're guarding, and recognizing mismatches, things like that. There's so much more to the game than just putting the ball in the basket. And
yeah,
when you watch a full game, play by play, stopping the video to talk about it, all those things are very important. And just kind of dissecting a whole game can take you so far.
yeah. No, 100% agree with what you just said. Last question: when it comes to mentality, a lot of youth do struggle with that. Um, how did you build your mentality up to be where it is today?
Um, Man, I would say being inspired by other players, just watching other players, hearing them speak, um, what they're like, just their mental strength. Like for one, Kobe, I think is one of the most. Uh, he was just one of the most mentally strong people I've ever come across. Like
Facts.
obviously on YouTube, but uh, just be inspired by him. But at the same time, you got to be yourself. I
Yeah,
think being yourself, finding strengths within yourself, and just fine tuning that, um, I think is a strength within itself. Just being able to be you and be a strong you is amazing.
yeah,
It's a level. You have a level of being comfortable, and just knowing yourself is more than, I think is very important. Just knowing who you are, on the basketball court, off the basketball court,
yeah,
I think is important, and I think that'll help build your character as you progress playing at higher levels, different levels, where it's high school, college, um, and going into pros. All the experiences you go through, as a basketball player, all the countries you go to, places you see, people you meet, all build you into who you are right now. So I think I think that's for me. I think that was the case. So all the situations I've been in has kind of built me up into where I am now.
yeah. No, that's awesome, bro. Well, as we come towards basically the end of the podcast, have you got any last advice for all the youth out there?
Yeah, man. For one, I do want to bring up something about school. I know it's kind of cliche, stay in school, and stuff, but if you're a basketball player and you wanna make it to the pros, I think it's really important that you do stay in school and stay on top of your studies. Because when you
Facts.
get to the next level, you get a scholarship. I don't think people don't understand how valuable a scholarship is. A Division 1 scholarship to play basketball, that's free intuition, right? You don't have to pay for school. You get to you can get a degree. That's 4 years of college. If you're lucky, if you go to a Division 1 level, Division 2, that's 4 years of free schooling. And a lot of people are struggling to pay off their debt right now, their loans, right? Their school loans, right? And that's something that is overlooked. That's something that's completely overlooked. So I think for sure, when I say stay in school, that's what I mean to the athletes. Like stay in school, get on top of your classes, make sure you're not falling behind, and if you need help, always put a hand up. Um, and I think that's one of the things that'll keep you successful. Getting a degree and also being a basketball player. That's like what else do you want? Now you got two different ways to make it. So definitely just want to stress that school is definitely something that's really important.
100%, bro. Exactly, like school and education, that's the best of both worlds, pretty much.
Hmm.
So, no, I appreciate everything, bro, that you mentioned, bro. School is definitely underrated when it comes to the importance of it. You know, we see it in our youth; they're excited to play the game of basketball, and it's basketball, basketball, basketball. But you know, until you go over to the States, then it's a wake up call, and then you realize how important school is. So, no,
Yeah.
that's awesome, bro. Hey, have you got any last minute shout outs? Whether it's to family, friends, former teammates, whatever the case may be.
Oh man, it's a lot of people, man. But hey, shout out to you though, man. Thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate it, man. This is a
Appreciate
dope
you.
platform, bro, and I hope you keep this up, man. This is amazing.
Appreciate it, bro. No, I appreciate that. It means a lot, and you definitely know we're going to keep this going. Anything for the youth, anything to give back to the community, and that's what it's all about. So, bro, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you having some of your time to be able to come on the podcast. You know, it's a blessing and a privilege for us to have you on the show. But, bro, we're excited for what's ahead of you. You definitely know we'll be watching from afar. And, bro, we're excited for what's ahead, man. So keep doing your thing. Have fun out there, and play the way we know how you play. So, man, just appreciate you a lot, and appreciate your time, bro.
No
Apart
worries,
from
man.
that, though, hey, that's episode 7 done and out the way with. Hey, thanks for coming and watching. Be sure to check it out. It will be available on Spotify and YouTube. But apart from that, though, hey, stay safe. Make sure you're looking and checking up on your loved ones. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.